called home on an AT&T phone that you never lost because it weighed as much as a boat anchor, and you couldn't accidentally drop it in the toilet because the cord wouldn't reach that far. DuPont made the glue that held it all together, and also lots of other chemicals, back when better living through chemistry was still considered a good idea. Now, it's as if somebody took corporations and exposed them to atomic bomb test radiation in a cheap Japanese science fiction movie and outspraying Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan, or as investors call them, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. 30 years is a very brief period in terms of economic evolution. For example, from the fall of the Roman Empire in 476 AD until the increased crop yields and trade of the 1400s, there was none. Industrialization supposedly happened at blinding speed, but in fact took 200 years to reach the far corners of the globe. I am frightened of scary mutants. The mutants fall into 4 categories. The bafflers. As far as I'm concerned, what Apple, Google, and especially Facebook sell are annoyance, noise, and distraction. I've got kids and dogs. Annoyance, noise, and distraction are unlimited free goods at my house. I don't want to see photos of the adorable grandchildren of everyone I've ever met and videos of the cute things their cats do. Even less do I want to hear about the world's dullest experiences and most banal thoughts, which people save up for their Facebook postings. If Facebook wants to make money from me, I'll pay the website handsomely to go the hell away. Google is a very handy device for getting facts, if you don't mind the facts being wrong. I'm a journalist, so I'm in constant need of wrong facts and therefore use Google all the time. So it's good for me. But how good is it for you? A reader of journalism is another question. Google has caused my research skills to degenerate to the point where I have to sing the kindergarten ABC song to use the dictionary. Google is like the worst librarian in the world. You ask her a question and she says, "Well, there's a big pile of books over there, but we haven't gotten around to sorting them. However, we do have a tattooed skinhead and a Bernie supporter with a braided beard and a pink pussy hat in the reading room, and you could ask them." Then there's Apple, with its darned iPhone. I hate talking on the telephone. I consider being unable to come to the phone to be one of life's greatest luxuries. The last thing I want is a telephone that fits in my pocket, can find me wherever I go, fills my head with things like Trump tweets, curling tournament scores, and how I didn't win the lottery again, and calls me a cab because my wife says I should quit drinking and get home right now. I want a phone the size of a cement block, like AT&T used to make, and I want it connected to an answering machine that says I can't come to the phone. The WTFs. I understand sort of why Microsoft is successful. It makes the most popular desktop computer operating system. What I don't understand is how to make that operating system quit operating. Every time I click my mouse, I'm confronted with a Rube Goldberg cartoon. A computer is a fundamentally simple device, a combination IBM Selectric, filing cabinet, post office, and pocket calculator. But if I make one wrong move on my computer, the filing cabinet mails me the Selectric, and the mailman drops the package on my desk and smashes the pocket calculator. There's no excuse for the complexity of the Microsoft operating system. I picture a room the size of Redmond, Washington, full of pear-shaped e-nerds adding features because they can. I want to lock each of them in the garage with an IBM Selectric, a filing cabinet, a mail slot, and a pocket calculator, and not let them out until my computer is as simple to use as my automatic garage door opener. There is also no excuse for Microsoft making the most popular desktop computer operating system and then punting the mobile device operating system ball to Google's Android OS on first down in the mobile device game. Why is Microsoft considered a blue-chip stock? J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America are 3 more WTFs. Not because of the companies themselves or their fundamentals, low price to earnings ratios and some dividend yield, but I have my doubts about whether banks should be among the American corporations with the highest market capitalizations. In fact, I have my doubts about whether banks should be publicly traded corporations at all, instead of being partnerships. Before 1970, the New York Stock Exchange banned banks from being publicly listed. Maybe the NYSE was right the first time. All corporations face what's known as the agency problem. The goals and interests of management can conflict with the goals and interests of proprietors. It's a familiar enough problem. It happens around the house. Let's say I have a teenage daughter, and I do.